Is this what you wanted, Aku? To see me bleed? To see me struggle? My voice echoed through the alley, ragged and raw, blood pooling beneath my knees. The city didn't answer. It never did. Only the neon flicker of broken signs and the distant animal laughter of men who would never know fear as I once did. Rain hammered the streets in sheets, washing the filth from the gutters only to reveal more filth beneath. The city was a labyrinth of rusted metal and glass, its towers jutting into the sky like broken teeth. Every surface was slick, every shadow deep and hungry. I pressed my palm to the wound in my side, deep, jagged, left by a blade that had been more rust than steel. The pain was sharp, but not unfamiliar. Pain, I had learned, was the only constant in Aku's world. I staggered to my feet, cloak heavy with rain and blood. The fabric clung to my skin, dyed a deeper red than any dye could manage. I remembered what it felt like to be feared. To walk these streets as a man, sword at my hip, and see the way even the worst of Aku's monsters shrank from my gaze. Now, as a woman, I was invisible until I was prey. The city's wolves had learned to hunt me, and Aku watched from his throne, savoring every humiliation. A figure emerged from the shadows, a man with a face like melted wax, eyes too close together, lips twisted in a perpetual sneer. His jacket was patched with human skin, the stitches still raw and pink. He grinned, revealing teeth filed to points. "Lost, little girl?" His voice was honeyed rot. He flicked open a switchblade, the blade glinting in the sickly light. I didn't answer. My sword was gone, taken by one of Aku's agents hours ago. All I had was a shard of glass, slick with my own blood. I gripped it tighter, feeling the edge bite into my palm. He lunged. I sidestepped, slashing at his wrist. The glass cut deep, severing tendons. He screamed, dropping the knife. I drove the shard into his throat, twisting until I felt cartilage give way. Blood sprayed, hot and arterial, painting my face. He collapsed, twitching, eyes wide with surprise. I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand. Not lost. Hunting. The alley was silent again, save for the rain and the slow, wet gurgle of the dying man. I took his knife, wiped it clean on his jacket, and moved on. Every step was agony. My body was battered, bruised, reshaped by Aku's curse. I remembered the day he cast it, his laughter echoing through the palace, his words a poison I could never vomit out. "You think strength is in your sword, samurai? Let us see how strong you are when the world sees you as weak. Let us see how you survive when you are prey, not predator." He had snapped his fingers and the world had shifted. My body was smaller, softer, my voice higher, unfamiliar in my own ears. The city's eyes changed too, once wary, now hungry. The men who had once feared me now saw only a victim. But I was not a victim, not yet. I limped through the maze of alleys, every sense straining for danger. The city was alive with predators, traffickers, pimps, men who wore their cruelty like a badge. Aku's agents moved among them, their faces hidden behind grotesque masks, wolf snouts, pig's eyes, grinning skulls. They hunted in packs, dragging women from the shadows, selling them to the highest bidder in the crimson market. The market was Aku's masterpiece, a cathedral of suffering built beneath the city in the bones of an old subway station. The air was thick with the stench of blood and fear. Women were displayed in cages, their eyes hollow, their bodies marked by violence. The buyers moved among them, masked and silent, their hands gloved in red leather. I slipped through the crowd, cloak pulled tight around me. My heart hammered in my chest, but my face was calm. I had learned to hide my fear. Fear was a scent, and in this place, it was death. A girl caught my eye, no older than 12, her hair hacked short, her face swollen from a beating. She clutched the bars of her cage, eyes fixed on mine. I nodded once, a promise. I moved quickly, knife hidden in my sleeve. The guards were grotesque. One was missing an ear, the wound crusted with pus. Another had no nose, his face a crater of scar tissue. They leered as I passed, their eyes lingering on my body. Fresh meat, one muttered, licking his lips. I smiled, showing teeth. You'll choke on it. He lunged, but I was faster. The knife flashed, slicing open his belly. His intestines spilled onto the floor, steaming in the cold air. The other guard screamed, reaching for his gun. I drove the blade into his eye, twisting until I felt the pop. The crowd erupted in chaos. Buyers fled, trampling each other in their haste. I smashed the lock on the cage, pulling the girl free. "Run!" I hissed, shoving her toward the exit. She hesitated, eyes wide with terror. "Who are you?" I hesitated. "A friend." The market burned behind us, flames licking at the walls. I heard the screams of the dying, the crackle of fire, the distant, mocking laughter of Aku. He appeared in the flames, his face huge and leering, eyes burning with malice. "Such violence, samurai. Is this what you have become? A butcher? No better than the wolves you hunt?" I spat into the fire. "You made me this." He grinned, teeth like daggers. "I only revealed your true nature. You are as monstrous as any of them." The girl tugged at my sleeve. "We have to go." I nodded, leading her into the tunnels. The city above was no safer, but at least it was not Aku's domain. We moved through the ruins, past the bodies of the dead and dying. The girl clung to me, her fear a living thing. "My name is Hannah," she whispered. "They took my sister. Please, can you help me?" I closed my eyes, remembering another girl, another time. My sister, lost to Aku's armies. I had failed her. I would not fail Hannah. "We'll find her," I promised, no matter what it takes. We moved through the city, hunted at every turn. Aku's agents were everywhere, men with faces carved into snarls, women with eyes like dead fish. They moved in packs, herding the weak, culling the strong. We found Hannah's sister in a brothel, her body broken, her mind shattered. She did not recognize Hannah, did not recognize herself. I killed the men who had hurt her, my blade singing through flesh and bone. Blood pooled at my feet, warm and sticky. Hannah wept, cradling her sister's ruined body. I stood guard, watching the door, waiting for Aku's next move. He did not disappoint. He appeared in the doorway, his body twisted into a parody of humanity. Too tall, too thin, his skin stretched tight over bone. His eyes were pits of darkness, his mouth a gash of red. "Enough games, samurai. Come and face me." I rose, sword in hand. The room was silent, save for the ragged breathing of the dying. "You want me, Aku? Here I am." He smiled, spreading his arms. "You have lost everything. Your strength, your honor, your very self. What do you have left?" I tightened my grip on the sword. "Enough to kill you." He laughed, the sound a knife in my ears. "You cannot kill what you have become. You are me now. You are violence and pain and death." I charged, blade flashing. He met me with claws of bone, tearing at my flesh. We fought in the ruins, our bodies locked in a dance of blood and fury. Every blow was agony, every wound a reminder of what I had lost. He was stronger, faster, more ruthless. But I was desperate. I fought with everything I had, rage, grief, love. I fought for Hannah, for her sister, for every woman Aku had broken. The fight was a blur of violence, swords clashing, claws rending, blood spraying in arcs across the walls. I drove my blade into his chest, feeling the bone give way. He screamed, black blood pouring from the wound. "You cannot win," he gasped, clutching at the blade. I leaned in close, my face inches from his. "Watch me." I twisted the sword, feeling it bite deeper. His body convulsed, shadows pouring from his wounds. He dissolved into smoke, his laughter echoing through the ruins. I fell to my knees, gasping for breath. The room was silent, save for the distant wail of sirens. Hannah knelt beside me, her eyes wide with fear. "Is he gone?" I shook my head. "Not gone. Never gone, but beaten, for now. We left the brothel, moving through the city as dawn broke. The streets were empty, the air thick with the scent of blood and smoke. I looked at my hands, stained red. I was not the man I had been. I was something else, something forged in suffering, tempered by violence. Aku's curse had changed me, but it had not broken me. I was still Samurai Jack, still fighting, still surviving, but I knew, deep down, that the city would never let me go, that Aku would always be waiting, in the shadows, in the blood, in the pain. And I would be waiting too, sword in hand, cloak wrapped tight, ready for the next hunt. Because in this world, there were only hunters and prey, and I would never be prey again.